Yeah, like
Yeah.
the people. So they were the ones that were like asking like, oh, what's gonna happen with you guys just lost. What's
Yeah.
the next plan? And we
Hmm.
had to do this, and it wasn't that easy. It was kind of hard. It was like
Yeah.
it was a hard, but it was a good experience. It was like that's why like I mean
Uh-huh.
when you asked him when he asked too, he asked me and I was like I don't know like I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it. I was like I don't know if I want to do it. I was like
Yeah. And honestly, I think if you would have said no the first time, I would have like went ahead and like ask again and ask again. Like I do it like I ask, I'll convince, and then I'm gonna insist. I was gonna insist until I get Jose Ramos on the podcast. It was that's what I was gonna keep doing.
yeah, but I was just like it's part of it. I got to get out of my comfort
Yeah,
zone. I
yeah.
was like I got to get out of it. I got to just do it. It's like it's whatever.
Because I think I'm a very shy person, and like it took a lot to get out of my comfort zone to be in front of the camera.
I mean I am too. Like I like a lot of people wouldn't expect it, but it's like a thing is like
Hmm.
in school it was the one thing I was terrible at was
Hmm.
you have to present your assignment in front of
Yeah,
everybody. I wouldn't do my assignment just to not present.
yeah. Where do you feel like at your comfort zone? Where do you feel like dang, like I'm there, like I'm in my comfort zone?
I mean, I realized it when it had to do with soccer. When it had to
Hmm.
do with something with soccer, I wasn't shy. I'm
Yeah,
like that's my comfort zone. But when it's something to do with like, nothing to do with soccer or something, it's like that's not like I don't know
yeah,
how to be when I'm
yeah.
in those situations.
I feel you. I think same thing for me. Like I'll be like that one quiet guy. Put my cleats on. I'm on the pitch. I go for a round. So all my teammates, when I tell them I'm a shy person, they're like, "You're not shy," because I be pushing people around. I make jokes, and I always call if if you want to come to my practice or come to my games. If I either messed up or the team messed up, I always scream at practice, "Que paso, away," and it be like I be joking around like that, like jokingly, I'll be like, "Hey, pass away, papa," and like I'll do all these things. I'll tell them I'm a shy person. They're like, "No, you're not. Like, you be like cha 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 and all
Yeah,
this."
I know it's different. It's different when you're in an environment, and then when
Yeah.
you're out in an environment, you get put on the spot. It's just like
Hmm.
it's a whole different feeling. It's like
Yeah. When did you start? What's it called? Like, what got you involved into? What's it called? Soccer at the start, like before. What's it called? Training. What was the first point where that made you go into soccer?
so. I mean, my dad was a soccer coach, so that's
Oh,
kind of how.
really?
Yeah, I was in it from like the beginning. You
Hmm.
go. I remember what was it like? He used to play in the Sunday leagues and all that.
Uh huh.
So I would go and watch, like watch his games, and I was always there just from like I don't even remember what age, but I was always there. But he was the one that made a team for me, my cousins,
Hmm.
and that's just kind of how I got into
You
like
got into the
soccer
game.
teams, playing,
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. Was just that I think from I don't even know what age I started on the team. I think I want to say 5, 6. It
Ooh.
wasn't even that. Yeah, it was like 6, 7 years old. I think.
Uh huh. A lot of the like the ballers or like people really involved into football that we get here, it's always like that. Five, 6.
Yeah, it
Like
was always.
yeah, like I got Stewart, 5 years old. Alex Hall, 5 years old. Um,
Mine actually started literally. It started off like a YMCA team.
really?
Yeah, like it was like there was a cousin I had. He was like, "Oh, I have a game," and I was like, "Where at YMCA?" And I just went with him, and I just jumped in, and I like scored like 10 goals or something.
Really? Your first
Yeah,
time you scored 10 goals.
yeah, like I just like, and then after that it was what was it? I mean, my dad didn't really know how
Mm,
the club system and all that worked, and
yeah,
we used to just pull up to fields and be like, "Oh, can I jump in and play?"
yeah,
And ask the teams, and it actually started that way. There was a team that I asked. I think it was like Crossfire Select or something.
yeah.
We asked them, and they were like, "No, you can't play." And this. And then I asked another team. Their name was, I think they were called Speed Dogs.
Okay.
So I asked them, and I jumped in, and I had like 2 goals. They let me play, and I had like 2 goals that game,
Uh
and they were pissed. And
huh.
it was just, I mean, that's kind of how it
Mhm.
started. And then my
Yeah.
dad started understanding how club soccer worked
Uh
and how
huh.
to got to sign up. But that's always how I did it. I would jump into like indoor teams as well.
Yeah.
Ask indoor teams and just pull up and ask, "Oh, can I play?"
What was more fun, indoor or like playing outdoor, like with the bigs? Because I
I
feel like
mean, I think it's just two different things. I mean, I
yeah,
think indoor is fun.
yeah,
Indoors fun just because it's smaller. You can run, you can do whatever.
yeah.
It's like outdoors just
It's just outdoor, yeah. I would play indoor if I wasn't scared of people always smashing the ball like forward. Like I'm a defender, so when I play indoor, my first thought is like go as a center back or stay in the back. And when y'all be coming and then like you're ready to smash it, I just be going out the way. I'm not taking that. No need for concussion.
You know, indoor's crazy. I mean, there's a lot of players that don't know how to play indoor.
Yeah.
They just play like.
I think it's great also like maximize like 1v1 skills in tight spaces. It's just great. But I'm gonna first let everybody know, welcome to another episode of Inside Out Football. And I'm joined again with another guest. We've been starting. You knew that? You knew that?
No, yeah.
Okay, great. I was trying to catch you off guard. But welcome back to another episode of Inside Out Football. I'm your host, David. I'm glad to have you guys back. Of course, another week, another guest. This week, we're joined by personal soccer trainer, Jose Ramos. How's it going, man?
Good, eh?
It's great to have you.
Thank you for having me here.
Thanks for coming, really. Yeah, I'm glad that we get to do this. I get to have the famous Jose Ramos on the podcast.
I'm not famous.
Nah, bro. You're famous. I mean, maybe not famous in the way people would think, but you're famous in just the community. Like, you ask a basketball fan, he probably not going to know Jose Ramos, but everybody that's involved in the game know Jose Ramos. We're here to tell your story now. But I was even checking out your website. Even the presentation is amazing. Like you scroll down and the animations coming up, it's beautiful. I can see all the work that you've put in. It's just great. More than 150 clients, more than 10 years of experience. It's amazing. But I want to ask, of course, before we were just here a minute ago talking about how you started playing because your dad was a coach. How you went to go ahead and try to just ask team to if you could play with them since you didn't know the system with your dad didn't know the system with club soccer and all that. But when was that focus point, that moment of focus where you're like, dang, now I want to take the game seriously and I'm trying to play, like, gosh, you go at it, do the drills properly, do this properly, and I just run around the field. When you recall when they hit you?
I mean, to be honest, I think it's when I jumped into the academy for Sounders. I think that was the moment. I think. I mean, I honestly don't remember. I mean, much of the steps because I mean, my youth career was just literally like playing. That's it.
Yeah.
It was just like wherever I can play, I'd play. But I mean, it's always been like a thing that I loved. Was playing. But that moment that I was like clicked and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was when I jumped into academy. I want to say.
So what was the process of first getting in the academy? What got you noticed at first?
It was so our team actually. So my dad's team, we were top 4 in the state.
Wow.
It was a very I think a very small club.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people didn't think we would be top 4 in the state, but we ended up being top 4 in the state.
Underdogs.
So that team, I think we had like 5 players end up going to academy soccer. And
wow.
So that from there, I mean, I was around what is it now? EPD. I think it used to be called ODP.
ODP, the Seattle,
the Olympic, I think Olympic Development.
Oh, it's
Program.
ODP. I think Olympic Development.
Yeah, but now it's EPD.
EPD.
Yeah, now it's EPD. Yeah, so that's kind of the thing that we did. I mean, it was the only thing there was, and from there, I think that whole group was moved to Sounders. So that's kind of how I got that opportunity to be seen because I mean I wasn't part of a big club. I was I grew from playing on a small local club. So.
What position did you play at first? Like, do you recall?
What do you think? What position?
I'm gonna say 9. I want to say winger, but I'm gonna say 9.
No, I was a striker. Until academy time. I mean, people just started getting bigger, and I had to drop my position to like a center midfielder, so like an attacking mid. But I did start off as like a attacking striker and all that kind of stuff. I did. But
how fast were you? Like,
I don't think I'm fast, but I'm quick.
You're quick, okay? Yeah. Like your legs move.
Like the first 2-3 steps, like that's my game. It's not like I'm not fast.
Yeah,
I wasn't fast. It was just the 2-3 steps.
You recall the experience? Like, what is it called? Like the what is it called? How it hit you when you first got the call that, hey, we want you to join the academy. How was it?
I already knew ahead of time that I was gonna be part of
Oh,
it.
you already knew.
They told me they're like, I mean, they already had a certain kids that were already on it. I mean, the whole pretty much the ODP team was on it, and they were just like, just come to the trials and just come out. Like,
yeah,
you don't need to worry, but just come out. Like, so. Like, I already knew it was, but it was like, so it wasn't really like, I mean, for me, yeah, it wasn't a surprise, but it was a good feeling. I mean, I was like, I felt that I did good, and I,
yeah, you kind of deserve your place. Yeah. So, yeah. So when you said that the point of focus that was like click is when you got into the academy, and you went from playing 9 to kind of playing a center midfield role at the start with the academy. Do you recall what's it called, the jitters you got in your first games with the academy, or were there no jitters? Like you were not like nervous at all. You were, you were him at that moment.
I actually don't really remember much of it. I don't. I mean, I think there was a few games. I mean, that did hit me like that. Like that was like nerve, but I don't recall the first game kind of like feeling. I don't really remember, to be honest.
What do you think is like the best experience you've had? Like the best moment when you really sit there and you recall academy days. What's the best thing you recall?
I mean, I still remember the one goal against Real Salt Lake. I think it was that Real Salt Lake team was a very strong team. They ended up winning, I think, the whole thing.
Wow.
They ended up winning the whole thing, but we beat him here like 2-0. But I had this celebration, and it just
what celebration did you do?
it was what was it? It was like a flamingo, like like I had 4 people behind me, and it was just like it was like the reason why I remember it was just pouring rain, and we had the fans for Sounders, what do they call it? ECS, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, the Emerald City.
City. I know. I know it's like they call it Emerald City, but like not the last one, but yeah.
But they were there, and they were like, "Come on, Sounders, score, go!" And then they scored.
Even for the academy, they were making just that much noise.
Yeah, and I scored during that when they were singing.
Screaming, yeah. So wow, so like you took out the shirt, right?
No, but that's the one moment. That's the one moment that I remember still, like.
Yeah.
Just because it was against Real Salt Lake, and it's like that team was a strong team. I think they have like, I want to say, for sure 5 homegrown contracts already. I mean, with that team that are first team players right now.
Oh wow.
That team had a lot of first team players go out of that.
Wow. I want to know, of course, like there's great moments like that, but as somebody that went to the academy, and right now you're helping people also get to that level and people stay at that level. But what do you think was the hardest parts of being an academy player?
What was that?
Well, yeah, no, like what was the hardest part? Like when you're there and all that, yeah, there's great moments and all, but what was like the hardest parts about being an academy player?
I mean, I don't know.
How were the workouts?
They were good. I mean, I think the hardest part was just adapting to the style of of Sounders and how they played and all that, because I mean, it used to be a lot of physicality, and I wasn't that kind of player that was
exactly. Yeah. Talk about the size.
I was just more about like I needed the ball, on my feet and not going to chase, and so it was that. I think that was one of the hardest things, was adapting to changing the style of plays, but I think.
What came next for you though after the academy?
I mean, what do you mean? What came next?
Yeah, like after the academy, what came next for you? In that chapter of your life, you were playing the academy. Then what's up?
I was gonna move to Real Salt Lake.
Really?
Yeah, I was. I mean, they had a coach there that was a very good coach, and his name was Martin Vasquez. I think even the head coach not the head coach, but one of the assistants for the first team, Freddie Juarez.
Okay.
He was there as well at Real Salt Lake at that time.
Okay.
He actually picked me up at the airport. I actually went to Real Salt Lake to go do like a
trial,
trial, but he picked me up at the airport.
Like they hit you up, like.
No, I talked to him. I called him, and I was like, I want to make a move. I want to go down there and move and play, just because the style of play was different there. And, and it was just a different different environment. I mean,
Yeah.
I spent 3 years at Sounders, and it was always the same, and
Mhm.
I just didn't think it was a fit, you know.
Yeah.
And I didn't end up going. I mean, I ended up going to Crossfire Academy.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't what I wanted either. So I just made another decision, and I ended up leaving, and I left to Mexico, and I took off to Mexico, but before I left to Mexico, I was playing here with adults and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like 16, and I was
Mm-hmm.
playing with some of these adults. I mean, there was a lot of the coaches that I coach right now, and they were playing there.
So I'm sorry, you say you played you went to play in Mexico. What was that like? What that decision of I gotta go to Mexico?
I mean, my dad asked me. He was like, "Do you wanna go to Mexico?" And I didn't think twice, and I was like,
"Yeah,
let's go."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Where?" And this, and I mean, I've never been to Mexico when I was at that age, and it was something different. You know, I never left home more than a week. You know, the longest I left my family was like a week. So it was a hard at a young age. It was a hard decision, but at the moment it was a easy decision. I was like, yeah, but when I got there, it was like I want to go back home.
You wanted to go back home.
Yeah.
It was hard to fit in around the
and
community.
It was just hard. I mean, I didn't have family there.
Uh-huh.
At that part of the town I was in, I didn't have family, and I didn't have I mean, there was a lot, you know. I mean, living alone, I mean, like I said, I never left my family more than a week. I wasn't one of those kids that, you know, went to go sleep over and all this. I wasn't that kind of kid.
Yeah.
So like 1 week I did it at a tournament. I think it was a GA Cup when I was with Sounders. It was 1 week, and it was a lot. I mean, and then that was like my longest that I left my family. And then when it hit 2 weeks when I was in Mexico, it really hit, and I was like, I want to go back home. And
you were calling every day, being like, "Hi."
It was hard. It was hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to know though. There is one question I want to know. I ask ballers when they play. How's your game preparation look? Like, how do you prepare, or did you use to prepare for games?
To be honest, let me see. I mean, it's just so hard. It's been a while, to be honest. It's been a while.
It's hard to recall. It's fine.
I don't know. Like,
more specifically, what type of music do you listen to, or did you listen to music?
I'm not that much, to be honest. Yeah. Not at that time. I mean, it was just normal. I think I don't think it was much of the music. I prefer more slow music that gets me in my headspace and like really focus, you know, than, you know, hype up music. I'm not that kind of person.
Are you trying to put us on? Like, give us like your slow music, like something.
I don't.
Artist, anybody, or even something you listen now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I gotta. It just depends, you know. It depends.
We're gonna need a screenshot of your playlist after this. We're gonna put it up there, like, because we gotta know.
We'll see it then. I'll see. I'll think of something.
Me getting myself in the game, it gotta be the hype up music. It gotta be like just bumping it in my head. I'm just imagining myself, like kind of envisioning, like from my POV eye, myself in, like from past games, and then like visualizing the things I would do.
I think it more depends on the kind of game it is, you know. If it's a very, very important game, and I gotta be like, it's not like come out with, like, you know, like it's thinking about all the moments that took you to get to where you're at in this situation and all that. It's like, so there's music that kind of, it's about the lyrics, you know, that get you ready. Like, okay, you worked so hard, you did all this to come prepare for this, you know. It's like, so it just depends. It depends
on the moment,
on the type of game and all that.
Yeah. So I want to know, how'd you like your time in Mexico?
To be honest, I mean, after those 2 weeks, it became a lot more easier, and I mean, I think that's where I grew. You know, that's where I grew as a person. I grew as, you know, everything. I mean, I just learned so many things down there. I mean, that I think if I would have stayed here, it wouldn't have been the same. You know, like, so I mean, I enjoyed every single. I was there for like 7 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it was a long time.
Wow.
So I got back here like, I want to say 3 years, 2 years, like 3 years ago.
Wow, like that's a lot of time to connect with the culture, connect with the people. 7 years.
Yeah, it's a lot.
What's your favorite thing about Mexico?
I think the food, you know.
The food. Oh, bro, I keep hearing about the food. I gotta try some.
I mean, it's different.
Oh, Chris and Keenan came here about telling me we're gonna try some food tonight, and we never tried that food, man. I'm still waiting.
It's not the same here, but it's different. It's different down there. It's like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the tacos are just way different down there.
Oh, don't do this to me, man. I haven't ate tacos in 5 years, man. I don't know how good.
You learn Spanish. We can go do an interview down there with some of the guys.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm doing though. I hired a tutor already. I downloaded my Duolingo. I do 20 minutes every day. I got it on intense mode. I could do some things like, hola, está bien, yo soy David, and then like, build up from there.
No, but I think you have the personality to learn it, eh? You have the personality to learn.
Yeah, I have to. And then once we go to Mexico, you take me out all the places and then get people's story from Mexico. I want to do
and it's different. Eh? The stories from down there, they're very, very different because like, I mean, I think you hear stories like, they took a bus to get there 2-3 hours, it's like the sacrifice that they make to be there and all that. It's like some real stories on there. Like for me, I mean, I learned that as well, like here, my parents took me everywhere, they took me to train, they took me here, like down there, I had to learn how to ride a bus. Like, it was just a whole nother thing. That's why I tell you, it's like I grew a lot down there. Like I grew as a person, as like just valuing everything that I have, like so many things. Like it was a different life.
Yeah. Do you think that such things build character?
No, yeah, I think for sure it makes you mature. You gotta. I mean, you're alone, so you have to learn how to like read people's, intentions and what they are, and are they trying to help you, or are they just trying to help you for some reason? Like you learn a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So those are things that I learned in Mexico. I mean, there's a lot of things down there.
So if I got to go to Mexico,
it's just don't talk.
Don't talk.
The moment you start talking, they're gonna be like, "This guy's not from here."
So I just gotta like, If I gotta go to Mexico, first spot, or like the first place to eat, or like first thing to eat, I have to get. What is it?
I mean, I think it depends what state you go to, because a lot of states have their own their own food. Like in Guadalajara, they have like these things called tortas ahogadas, but like that's like their specific kind of food. There's other food I think as well that they have, but that's one of their main foods. Yeah,
kind of like the specialty or signature. Or
it's like I think every state has like their own like. Special food.
Like specialty or whatever, and like in countries and states, even here in America. Yeah. So
it just depends which one you go to. I mean,
I want a good taco. I want to try a taco that has me like. That's what I want to try. But of course, you went to Mexico. What about playing there? What did you like about playing in Mexico compared to playing in America in academies here, in clubs here? What's the difference that you notice?
I mean, I think just the coaches, the coaching of the staff and all that there. I mean, it was just learned a lot. I mean, I learned a lot of different things that this is one of the biggest things that I always go back to. It's like a lot of the things my dad told me, I got told that 1,000 times over there. It's like. And those are some of the things, my dad always told me, like, you need to do this, you need to receive the ball a certain type of way. And like, those are the things that I got corrected over there. And I was like, oh, my dad told me this, So it was like, those are things that I never really got here, was like corrected. I never got told, like, do this, do that, like, you need to fix this. Like, and down there, they immediately
spotted that.
Yeah, so that's one of the biggest things that I think that I liked about down there. The coaching and all that was just very, very different. It was.
So I want to know now, what inspired you to become a personal trainer? Like, what was that thing that was like, okay, this is what I want to do?
But no, what inspired, was, like I said, my dad had teams and all this, and so after my age group, I had a younger cousin, and he had a team for that team as well, and that's kind of where I started coaching was with that team. I was in Mexico. I would come back home every once in a while, and I would teach everything that I learned, but the private training, I was trying to remember that because I looked at the thing that you sent me, and I was trying to remember like how it started, but it was like my dad actually was training a few kids, and when I
Yeah.
came home, he was like, "Hey, train these kids, 1-on-one
Oh.
or something,"
Mhm.
and that's how it started. And I just started training them, and it wasn't really of a thought of anything. It was just kind of like I was home for a bit. I would train these kids.
Yeah.
And, but that's kind of how it started.
Do you think your dad? Because I'm seeing a pattern here. Do you think your dad has some sort of vision of what you could be or what you like? Because he came to you with, "Hey, want to go to Mexico?" He came to you with, "Hey, want to train these kids?" Do you think your dad has played a part into you becoming playing the role that you're playing right now?
No, he for sure. He's a person that I mean always like he's not that involved anymore, but he's the person I go to everything. Whenever I need an advice or a question or something, he's the person I go to. He's the person that kind of like, I mean, he knows a lot about it. He's been in it for a long time. He knows how this all works, and so he's the guy that just kind of keeps me like, growing and being better every single time.
So later on, although you did get into personal training, but why not team coaching? Did I ever cross your mind?
So I did do team coaching. So I like that's kind of I started with the individuals, and then I started with coaching the team and all that, and I actually took that team. I took that team for a while. I mean, when I was back in town and all that, I mean, I spent time with that group, and I like team coaching. I like it. It's a different thing. I like it, but it's just for me as a, like, thinking of a larger picture was individual of working with players and stuff like that. Like helping players in their specific areas, and it's just not as a commitment. I mean, a team thing takes a lot of commitment. It takes like, you gotta. It's like kind of like a player. And that's the thing that I didn't want to do. Is like the reason I stopped playing was because I was like, like maybe I wasn't made to do this. Maybe I was made to help somebody else reach the dream that I had, and I feel like, and I was tired of just being away from family, being away from home. So I came back, and I mean, as a coach, you do the same. You're on the road. You got to travel to games. You got to go here. Where now as an individual trainer, it's like you have your time is how you want it to be. Like you structure your time. If you want to train this day, you can train this day. If you don't, like you don't have to go. You don't have to be somewhere if you don't want to. So that's kind of why I chose
do personal
training than team training.
So what was that moment where, because at first you said it was your dad, you were just doing it for, just going along with it at first. When was it like it crossed your mind that, oh, this is maybe something I really want to do? Like, because apart from, like seeing the difference between team coaching and personal coaching, when were you like, I want to pursue this? I want to like look ahead and like look in 5 years and like sing, build a future in this.
So let me see. So I stopped playing at 22 years old.
Okay.
So I was young when I stopped playing. I was still at I stopped very young. I mean, so these are the thing. What happened to me? I fractured my hip when I was 18 years old.
Ooh, okay.
So it took me 3 years to get back to what I was at.
Okay.
And I mean, I came back and everything, but it just wasn't the same. For me, it wasn't the same in the part of like, I just didn't enjoy it anymore. I didn't like, and it's a thing that I live off right now with coaching, making sure kids understand. It's like, you got to have fun. You got to enjoy it. Like you got to have a passion. Like it's not just about working hard. So it's like, and that's what I did. It's like when I got hurt, I was like, I'm going to come back and I'm going to be better than I was.
Yeah.
Where I kind of just like burnt myself out. So when I got to the moment of like getting back on a team, I just didn't enjoy it anymore. And I got frustrated, and it just wasn't the same feeling. But when I came back to like coaching my dad's team and all this, I would see all these kids smile and laugh, and those kids kind of helped me find that passion of like, refinding that passion of soccer. It's like the whole reason of this, it's because you're having fun, you're laughing, you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
So when I went back to my club, it was the same thing. It was just thinking about like, just enjoy it, don't even think about it. You're already here, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
But things happen, and now it's just, that's when I was like, it's time to do something else. And the bigger vision came when I decided that I was done with it. It was like, okay, I'm done with it. It's time to do something else. And that's when I had to think ahead of like, what am I gonna do? What's there to do? And so I had everything already figured out. I mean, this is something else that I recall is like, now that I see it, it's everything is like everything you go through in life, it all has a purpose. You know, you have to use those special moments that you have and put it in one vision of like what you're meant to be or something. You know, like I remember going to Real Salt Lake and seeing a nice facility that they had. You know, like it was a nice, like, you know, the players live there, they eat there, they you know, they have a gym, they have everything, and those that's one of the moments that I never forget either. You know, just remembering how nice that was and how like any soccer player would want to be there and all that, you know. So it was like that was one of the moments. Another moment that was, I had a friend in Mexico. He was an agent. Well, he is an agent.
Yeah.
And he invited me to go to like the offices and all that, and I saw the offices, and it was another like special moment for me of just seeing, you know, like jerseys on the floor, like the glass, it was like clear glass, and like you can just see like the player's jersey on the floor. They have like Carlos Vela, they have Chicharito, they have who else they have, Edson Alvarez. So they have some pretty big Mexican players in that agency, and I just remember seeing all the jerseys on the floor, and it was just like, that's dope. You know, I was like, imagine having an agency where you kind of have kids and you develop kids, and you know, like you can build something. So the vision started to kind of open up and kind of seeing different type of things that could be done. And I mean, I don't want to go too far with it, but it's like I'm more of a person that just like lets things happen as they go. I don't like to go too far ahead, you know. It's like everything is step by step, and it's one of the things that I learned on this path is just like, you know, don't worry about what's coming. You know, everything will come at the right time, you know. So it's a big thing that I go now is everything just quiet and just work, you know, just do it.
So that's beautiful. Bro, I'm telling you, I got some really good things from what you just said. To not worry about things to come, just everything will come once it come, and go step by step. It's impressive. I wonder. I think it's kind of a side thing. I want to know. Did you have an idol, like a player that you were looking up to when you were playing?
Who do you think? Take a guess.
Chicharito. That's my first guess. No, because you talked about him. But I'm gonna say, your dad. You watch your dad play, coach. I'm trying to think here.
So no. My player of all time, Messi.
Oh my God! Come on now, Messi for sure. What is it called? You ever went to see him play?
I did. I went. I mean, I actually saw him in Barcelona. It was nice. It was a nice experience. I mean, that was stepping in Camp Nou. When I went, it was like a dream. It literally was like a dream, because that was my dream of playing in Barcelona. You know.
Yeah.
So like I never wanted to step on it, because the first time I stepped on it, I wanted it to be me as, you know, playing.
Yeah.
But I was done playing, and it was just like, I was like, all right, I gotta. And it was just like a dream. I just couldn't believe, like, you know, it was a nice feeling, and then just seeing Messi just play is like, it just didn't feel real. Like,
from watching him on TV, playing with him on FIFA to not watching him and all that.
It was just different. It was.
Oh, that's beautiful. Messi, of course, my goal. I started watching him since I was 6 years old. Just
I the first time I remember Messi is when he chipped Mexico. That's the first time the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper was one of my favorite goalkeepers. It was Osvaldo Sanchez. He was one of my favorite goalkeepers, and I just remember that game where he just chipped Mexico.
So how hard is it? Like, your favorite player just chipping Mexico? Like, how hard does it hit you?
At that moment, it didn't really hit me. No, it was just like I was just like, damn, that was a nice goal. Like,
yeah. So now, toward coaching, what is your coaching philosophy toward approaching to work with individuals?
I mean, it's more of like, for me, it's always a why. You know, why do you want to train?
Yeah.
You know, that's the biggest thing. It's like that's the biggest thing that I go by is like, why? You know, like your purpose of training. Like, what's your goal? You know, what do you want to do? What do you want to reach? You know, if your goal is to reach professional soccer player, then we kind of structure and let the kid know, like, it's not an easy road. You know, So it just depends. It depends what the player wants.
Yeah.
You know, if his goal is to have fun, I personally don't really work with those kind of players. I just, because for me it's about helping somebody else reach the dream that I had. You know, so it's like there's other trainers, there's a lot of other people that would take those kids, but I just wouldn't want to take a person's money that just doesn't have that same drive. You know, it's just. But it just depends. It depends what the player wants.
Kind of sort of a mindset. A mindset has to come with that will.
It's a big piece, yeah.
Yeah. Can you highlight some of the key areas of developing a skill? What was it called when approaching a player? Like when you're working with that player, what's one of the key areas you hit when you're like trying to develop maybe their dribbling skills or shooting skill, defensive skills?
So I think one of the bigger things, it's more for me, it's your first touch and your passing. You know, those are the two big things. Like if you can do that, you can fit anywhere. You know, like you can fit anywhere.
Yeah.
I think your dribbling and all this, it's just depending who you are. You know, if you're a player that's a dribbler, then and that's what in your position it is, then do it. If you're not, then it's like, what other qualities does that player have? You know, like as a defender, you know, it's like defenders might be more feisty or more like, you know, like they'll come in to tackles, not scared. So it just depends. Everybody has like, but the two things that are the most important thing that you must have, it's your first touch and your pass. I think those are the two things. And then after that, it's just figuring out who that player is and how you help that player, you know, with their qualities that they have.
So because I think from the coaches we've had here, most of them were like saying like every player needs to have a certain way to approach them, or some player might want them to like, you know, like be in a certain way like with them or not. What have you found hard about like when working with players, apart from like the skill level and all that, but like now like when you have to cope with their personalities?
So for me, it's like, so in my program, and we have 4 trainers, and we have certain trainers that work with certain players. So right now in my stage, I only work with certain kids. So that way there's a level for every single player. It's like if a player is not ready mentally to get pushed, then we ease him in and start to put him into like a coach that's going to push him harder, a coach that's going to push him, you know, like, because that's what it comes to at the end of the day. It's like if I say like, you suck, you know, you suck at doing this. You know, it's like, how do you take it? Do you just give up and not do it anymore, or do you just like figure it out? And you know, it's like those are things that we try to work a lot with kids. It's mentally, and sometimes it might come a little harsh. So that's why we start off players easing them in with depending where they're at from the first session, the evaluation that we do. We evaluate them just to see where they're at, and then we fit them into
it brings them up and all that. You know, it doesn't also rush. Yeah, it just works. When did the program start? When did it go from just being you to now having a group of people around you?
So I have another guy that started with me from the very, very beginning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his name is Pablo, but he's my second. He's my guy. That guy. He's the guy that he knows everything. He knows the ins and out of all this. You know, like, so he's my other person. When I'm not here, he's running everything. He makes sure everything is good. But me and him pretty much did everything until like, I want to say a year ago. A year ago we started kind of like, you know, we wanted to keep growing, but it's like, you know, the hardest thing is finding the right people. Yeah. That's the hardest thing, is finding the right people that are hungry and that want to do good, you know, that wanna help players. That's the hardest thing.
Yeah, like my cameraman Rajan right there.
Yeah. He's gonna be there with the whole entire. He's gonna meet Messi. You know,
he's gonna be there when we get there from. But
that's like the thing. It's just trusting it. You know.
I am saying that because it does take the right people. It does take. I think not just. I think. I would say in everything you do, if you're gonna do something that, even if you go alone, you still need a certain environment around you. You know, like, because you might get into a progress or a project alone, but what voices are around you? You know, are those voices lifting you up? Are those voices trying to bring you down? Or so? Me personally, I do not care if you try to bring me down. Like, you would say anything you want to say. the only reason I even got into soccer is because a coach told me I could make it. That's the only reason I put on my cleats is because he was like, yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, that's so like I enjoy it. I'll take that. I'll take the when people lift me up, But it is important to be around a good
No,
group of
yeah.
people, a good person. Maybe it's just really it. So when you work with players, do you also provide them nutritions and guidance and all that, and injury preventions? Like when you work with them, because I mean there is sometimes of course you're not there with them 24/7s and all that, but when a player goes ahead in the program with JR soccer, do you go ahead and like give them like that guidance with nutrition and injury preventions?
I mean, the most I can do is just tell them like, what do you eat? Ask
Yeah,
them that question. What do
yeah,
you eat? It's like it's the most important thing. It's not the most important. It's an important thing. It's
yeah.
like it's. I asked every player that question. It's like I'm not a nutritionist, so I don't tell them like, hey,
Yeah.
eat this. You need to eat this much. Like for me, I've been trying to find somebody that does nutrition and all that because the way we have our philosophy and everything
Yeah.
of like what we want. It's building a professional athlete. And in order to be a professional athlete, there's got to be a lot of things. There's got to be the strength side, the weight side, all these stuff. There got to be the nutrition side. There's got to be the recovery side. There's got to be the training side as well. So there's
Yeah.
so many different like components and all that
Mhm.
that are important in this. But I don't go. That's
Not
not
too
my
much in it.
wheelhouse of like
Yeah.
So I don't go much of it, but I just make sure like they hear it from me
Yeah.
because sometimes a lot of the parents are telling them like, hey, you need to eat these vegetables, and they
Yeah.
don't listen.
No
Where
McDonald's.
yeah,
Yeah.
where if I tell them, they'll listen to me. It's like
Yeah.
so I try to tell them as much as I can, but it's like I can't watch it. But it's a huge piece in it.
Yeah. So but apart from that, how do you help them understand game strategies, like positioning, based on their on the what's it called, positions and all?
Well, I mean, it's just kind of getting them to understand. It's like it's more like I don't really teach like games like
Yeah, yeah,
positioning
because
and all that
you're not like
and I'm
a
not a
coach. You're a
team.
personal, but like
Yeah.
yeah, like if
But I try like if it's like they're an attacking mid, I tell them
Mhm.
like what does an attacking mid have to do? You got
Yeah,
to score, you got to create, you got to dribble, you got to
uh-huh.
beat players, you got to make something happen. Like so, I let them know like every position, like if they're outside back or whatever, get up the field,
Mhm.
cross, drive, tackle into winning your tackles. Like
Mhm.
it just depends, but getting them to understand what their role actually is.
Yeah,
But that's pretty much all I can do as a
as a
individual
person.
trainer because I mean when it's a team environment, it comes into a whole entire team.
Yeah.
Like the kind of balls that they receive, where do they receive it, how do they move? Like there's a
Mhm.
lot of things that I can't do because it's not a team.
Yeah, yeah. No, I feel you. I think it makes sense, but also just highlighting certain things, such as making them understand also what they're getting into. If you're 10, making sure that they understand. Okay, what does a 10 do? Like you just
Yeah.
said. See, we both know a guy named Etienne. Etienne, you have any advice for Etienne who just got into personal training?
No, I think it's good. I mean,
Yeah,
I've seen
him and
it.
Nehemiah. Yeah,
I've seen it, and I think it's good. I mean, I think I personally think they're gonna learn a lot.
Mhm.
Etienne as a player right now, he's gonna learn a lot. For me, when I was coaching, it helped me, see all the little things that I
Mhm.
didn't see as a player.
Mhm.
But when you coaching, and you see it off another person, you're
Mhm.
like, oh, okay, this is why you're not doing it right. And then he
Yeah,
takes that in with him as a player, and it's like, so it's gonna be it's good for them. It's
yeah.
good that they're starting it young as well. It's another
Mhm.
thing. It's like, and I mean, th- it's a need. It's like there's so many kids, there's so many kids and
Mhm.
there's kids for every single buddy, so like it's a thing where it's like, there's so many trainers out there that are just so, criticized and all
Yeah.
this and for me, I never see it that way. It's for me, I see it more like I see these young guys. It's like it's good for them. It's
Mhm.
like they're doing something they like, and if they're doing it with passion, even better. If they're
Mhm.
doing it just for extra little check or something,
Yeah.
it's a different thing. It's like, but they're doing it with a right purpose of wanting to help somebody else, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So I think as long as they just keep, you know, keep doing it with that same purpose, then they'll do good. You know, it's like
Exactly. I was looking at your page and I was looking at all the players that you had. I want to because you've worked with a lot of Sounders players, work with Defiance players, work with All Rain players. Who's and I mean there's also academy players you worked with. Do you know like which one of the two or which one of those kind of stood out to you? One player that stood out to you in all the groups that you've trained, all the people that you trained in the past years, person that stood out to you, you're like,
that's a tough one.
it's
just putting everybody on the spot.
yes, that's the whole point. We're putting them on the spot. You could say like
no, but I think it's been a lot. I mean, I think it's been a lot. I think we actually, I mean, we haven't posted anything, but I mean, a while ago, I mean, we've done stuff with Nico, with Ludero. I think he's by far one of the people that I see is like, damn, like this guy is hungrier than a lot of people, you know. It's like his mentality, his mindset is just a whole nother. I mean,
that's the first thing you notice, my mindset, by the way.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's like we do one set with a lot of players and they're like, oh, we're tired, and he's like, that's it, like, let's do another one, you know. It's like, it's just a different. Then after we do another one, he still wants to do something else. It's just crazy. It's crazy just to see, I mean, that this guy has done so much already, and he's still, when he's playing, he's like hungry. A kid, you know. He's like a kid. He's hungry. Like he's like he doesn't lose that, and that's the biggest thing, I think. But he's one of the guys that just, you know, it's just standards are different.
Who's the worst player you ever played? Coach? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. That would be very mean. But I want to know, how do you come to reach out to these players, or even like to reaching out to maybe to a team to get a certain player? Because I've seen you had people like even recently. I think she signed last season, Jordan Heinemann. You had what's it called? United States national team players on your squad in your program. How do you come to contact and come in contact with those players?
So like Jordan came out of so one of my friends, he's Spencer, he's an agent for Wasserman, which is that's one of his players. So when she came to town and like before she jumped into her team, like we set up some sessions before and all that. That's kind of how that. So a lot of it comes from that. It's just, you know, from one teammate, another teammate comes on, they repost it, another teammate, you know, it's like, and then they all want to work, and that's kind of how that goes.
Do you ever like you reach out to players personally, like you personally, Jose, go up to player and say, hey, I want to train you? Like, is it always like one way road? They come to you.
It's just one way road. I try to keep it all like, you know, like they want to work, come work, you know. I'm not gonna go look for these guys to go work, you know. It's like if they want it, if they're looking for extra work, then they'll reach out. I
want to ask, you ever play the Connect Four? We're gonna run a little 5 minute game. Try to see
what are you right now? 1-4 or what?
What? Me. I am 1-4. I think I've lost everything. I've lost every game I played. I haven't won a single time. Everybody just comes here. They make me look like a bot on my own podcast. But think about that.
I haven't played this in forever.
Yeah. That way, you know, you have no reason to feel ashamed if you lost, you know.
Let's do it.
Make me look good.
What do you want? What's on the line or what?
What?
What's on the line? I win what?
Let's say, what's up?
If I win, what?
What do you want?
Put something on the line.
Let's say
I do everything. Everything from me it's all in a bet.
Okay.
Gotta win. If I win, I win something.
My laptop? You want me to put my laptop on the line? Okay, you bugged You bugged it. I was gonna say something like football related, but damn. If I win, I want a comeback video with us on the field. We get a couple athletes. We could get Chris. We could get Tien. We run back another video. It could be a shooting session, whatever session. If I win, that's what I want.
All right.
Yeah. What do you want?
Well, let me think about it. I'll think about it.
He's just gonna do that.
We'll go for the laptop. It's fine.
Oh no!
That's a nice laptop. What is it? What color is that?
It's a midnight blue. He's already checking out his new laptop. It's a midnight blue. It came out a couple months ago. It came out last year, I think. Yeah, the M2 chip.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it
We'll
out.
figure it out. Honor to you. You could go first. Kind of like this. All right, you could go first.
Is it good right now or no?
Yeah, it's good. No, I'm telling you, I got you. Go ahead. Go ahead. What?
This guy, you're going all in, huh?
I'm going all in.
Let me see this real quick.
Let me see. Yeah. Let me see this. I'm actually genuine. I want that video, so I'm gonna be out here trying.
You're forgetting about the interview, huh? You're forgetting about the podcast.
I'm forgetting about the podcast. I'm forgetting about y'all, man. I get to have an interview. We can run it back, make another video. That's what I want. Yeah, we block out this road right there. Yeah.
Okay.
You're thinking about it. I can see what you're trying to do. I can see it. I know what you want me to do. I'm not going to do it. I can see what you want me to do. It's not going to happen.
We'll see.
You're going to have to do it, man. You got to play. We both know what you got to play. We both know what you got to play. Okay, Paso, you thought you were trying to connect that?
Which one?
I know what you were trying to do.
I didn't even see that myself.
You didn't see that? Okay, go ahead.
Let's see.
You ever thought of playing any other sports than soccer?
And let's focus on
Yeah. You understood.
Nah, but I like basketball. I think basketball's the other sport I just like to play for fun. But
yeah, I understood.
I'm thinking tennis right now too. Tennis and trying to get into tennis. I think.
Oh, you want to get into tennis, like regularly get into tennis and all that?
Yeah, something more casual, you know.
Yeah, I feel you.
Or pickleball.
Oh, pickleball is nice.
Yeah,
it's nice, but it makes you run a lot because you can't let the ball bounce like you do in tennis.
It's not a bad move.
Don't do that. I don't want to listen to you. I don't want to listen to you. Okay, Paso, come on now. Come on now. I see it.
Let me close that out real quick.
Rajan, I be forgetting when I win, so whenever you see me win, just tell me.
Bro, you had a chance to win last time.
You really? He blocked it, right? Is that the one you blocked?
He only did. So when you went to go move, you moved the wrong one, bro.
Ah, damn. We actually think about this because you know what's scary is he still hasn't told me what he wants. That's the scary part. I see it. Come on now, you thought you were gonna be slick. You thought you were slick. I'm here. Is it 4? I can't tell. That's not 4, right?
Nah, but it is after I got you double.
Oh, I think the next one, whatever I play. No. You ain't gotta do that.
Papi, right here.
Wait. Oh my God. Yo.
Too
What did you say?
easy.
Think you gonna let me lose like that? No, I want my rematch. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. No. Rematch on that. Ain't no way. Nah.
I think we're gonna make this guy dye his hair. I think.
What color? Red?
We should do like pink or something.
The same thing. Hell nah. Rajan, how can you be going for that? You're in my team. You're my cameraman, fam. Nah, one more for my get back. No way. I'm not letting it slide. I can't dye my hair, man. I already dyed my hair 5 years ago in 8th grade. Man, I dyed my hair all blonde. I didn't tell my mom. She saw me. She said, turn it black or I will erase it myself. I went and I bought the black on my hair. Let me see this. I bet. I can't lose this one.
Oh, now he wants to start, huh?
Yeah. I set the tone. I gotta be honest. I never have any strategy with this game. I just be praying I get lucky. After this video, I'm gonna go look up strategies to win Connect 4 and keep winning against my next guest.
You're gonna what do you call, start dyeing your hair after this video, eh? After this video, you're gonna start dyeing your hair. Connect 4, easy.
You're lying. I forgot to go into it goes that way. You gotta have mercy. Mercy here. You gotta have mercy. I gotta put
I don't lose that. That's one of the
you gotta have mercy here. Come on now.
What do you want?
What? Mercy.
Why?
Because I'm shit. I want mercy because I'm shit.
I'll give you a little break.
All right. Damn. Rajan, remind me to look up how to win Connect 4 games after this. I gotta find out how to win it. Seriously, I can't be losing every time somebody comes on the podcast. Come on. Last one, come on.
Okay.
Come on. I want my video, man. I swear if you scream Connect 4, I'm gonna break my laptop. You know? Come on now. Que paso, way. You gotta have mercy here, man. It's my podcast. You gotta have mercy. I see it.
That's good.
Mentality. Oh, he sees it too. I swear if I lost there, that's it. There's no more podcast next week.
You're gonna have to find a new game, man.
Yes. I was thinking about Jenga, maybe. Que paso, we Connect 4, papá, Connect 4, Que paso, we? I'm getting my video, boys. You see how
I'll give you that one.
No, that's it. There's no more revenge. The game is over. I won. We're done. Oh.
He's about to delete those videos. Huh? He's about to get rid of the 2 wins I had.
I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna pretend it was only one game and then I won it. Chris, Nehemiah, Stuart, every guest, and more. Get ready. We're heading the field. But can't pass away. But I want to ask. This is something I do with all the guests toward the end of the podcast. If Jose Ramos was watching 5 years from now, and you had to tell yourself something by looking straight in that camera, and you were speaking to yourself, what would you like to tell yourself? A message to yourself in 5 years. Forget I'm here. Look to yourself in 5 years, and you're speaking to yourself.
Let me just think.
Mm-hmm.
That camera.
Yeah, right there.
5 years from now?
Yeah, 5 years. So it could be 5 years from now. That's kind of the general thing. You could be looking back at this in 2 years, a year.
I mean,
maybe you have goals set for yourself in 5 years, and you want to tell yourself in 5 years, I'm hoping you're there, you're doing this, that you.
This is a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
5 years from now, just remember, never forget where you came from, and never stop caring about the people you have in your circle, and you will be successful.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
That's it. I won my game with Connect 4. I was that guy. He thought he had me. I get to keep that laptop. We keep it there. Shit. I get to keep my hair all black and nice. We're running that video shooting drill, 2v2, 3v2. We're making it happen. But it was amazing to have you on the podcast. I had a lot of fun recording with you, and I learned a lot, mostly as a player and also as a person, getting from you. I do want to know two last things. If you were to give advice to your young players, one on their confidence, how to get confidence coming back from injury or getting into the game for the first time, and giving them advice on how to proceed with the game, what advice would you like to give them?
I mean, just have fun, just enjoy the process, the process of, the down moments. Use those down moments as things to build you and stronger than you were, before any of that occur. I mean, just have fun with it.
Yes, and
just enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one last thing: how do you advise players to find confidence? Did you find confidence, and how do you advise people to find confidence?
I mean, I think the confidence comes from how you prepare yourself. So it's like, if you don't spend time doing stuff that you should be doing, working on your technical stuff, that on yourself, juggling, passing against the wall, whatever that helps you feel like you prepared yourself. I think if you don't prepare yourself, then you're not confident in, whatever situation there is, know. So the preparation is the most important thing. So if you want to feel confident, just prepare yourself for it,
Yeah. And if there's one last thing you want to tell people, shout something out.
I mean, go follow my boy. I mean, jump on the show so you can beat this guy easy.
Oh, I'm changing the game after this, so we're good. I'm either A, changing the game, or 2, I'm finding a technique how to beat people on YouTube, and I'm gonna be OP. I'm gonna make bets. Now that you did this, I'm gonna be making bets.
It's gotta be bets. It makes it a lot more interesting. Yeah. It's gotta.
Yeah, I want to know though, if you were to win and I give up, what would you have make me do? What would be your bet?
I told you I was gonna make you die.
Oh no! I would have done the temporary. Wait, would you accept if I did the temporary cream that you put for that hair?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, you could put like temporary dye. That's what I did. I put my temporary dye in my hair.
Yeah.
I still have a picture and all that.
Nah. Gone straight. I would recommend you to the person that did mine, and just.
What color? Same as yours or pink?
I think pink. Make it worth it. Yeah, you lost.
But I'm so glad to have you on the podcast. It was amazing. I recommend everybody to go ahead and hit up JR Soccer. Look them up. Can you give your credential for people? Contacts for people to find you?
And I think youth page is JRS Youth Soccer, and then my personal page, it's Jose Ramos Soccer, and the the underline thingy, whatever,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it's called, you know.
Yeah, and go on Google. There's
There's
a
a
whole,
website as well.
yeah, there's a whole website. It's a great website. There's a lot of information, and all the way at the end, you could see there's a sign that says also how to contact them. Also, there's merch. You can see the merch on top.
There's new merch coming in.
Yeah, there's new merch coming in.
New logo coming. So
as soon as you let me know, as soon as it comes in, let me know. We're gonna put it out there for people to see. I saw the merch. I loved it. I love the hoodie, and just with the simple JRS on the side.
yeah,
Just beautiful. But
we're just waiting. And then if you guys, if there's players that want to train, just let us know. But just be ready, because that's the one thing. It's like
yeah,
the easy stuff, you do it. The hard stuff, we'll do it. You know.
exactly. That's all. That's what it's all about. Again, thank you, my guy Jose, for coming on the podcast. Thanks everybody for watching the podcast.
We'll be back here 5 years from now.
Yeah, we'll be here 5 years from now, and me maybe growing a beard out because I need to grow a beard like Rajan. But yeah, look back in 5 years. For now, thank you again, everybody, for watching the podcast. It's been Inside Out Football, and we'll see you guys next week. Kaboom.
Let's do it.
How'd you like to see it?
No, it was good. I think it was smooth.
Yeah,
Just like a regular conversation, so it was good.
yeah.